Hi, my name is Danny. I specialize in manual lymphatic drainage and nervous system resets, and I'm here to teach you guys how to properly manually drain the toxic fluid from your face, head, and neck. No tools are needed for manual lymphatic drainage. All you will need are your God-given hands that are clean and washed, and a clean and washed and dried face. No oils and no lotions are needed. To begin, like any type of lymphatic drainage, you want to start by opening up your 7 major lymphatic nodes. We need to clear the tension and the pressure off of these major areas, so as we drain this fluid, it can easily pass through those ducts so your body can do its thing and eliminate those toxins. So starting using the long surface of your fingers, you're going to place them right below your collarbone here, and we're just going to use enough downward pull to move the skin. We're not pressing in hard, we're not using massage techniques, we're simply using enough pressure to move the skin slightly. You can see my tattoo move. If I was pressing hard, my fingers would be indented, and we're using too much tension. That fluid is right below the surface, so be extremely gentle with yourself. Starting at the terminus, which is at the base of the neck in front of the thyroid, you're gonna do slight pulls down towards the floor. Now, if you watch my beauty mark here, you can see that move. So you can go above the clavicle, above the collarbone, and do light presses here or light pulls below. We're just looking for a pressure change to reduce the tension. This is one of the last places all that toxic lymphatic fluid flows through before it enters your heart and back into the circulatory system to be eliminated. So you're looking for like 10 to 15 pulls if you have a really clogged system, autoimmune diseases, or chronic illness or stress. This is going to take more pumps than someone who has a regular, healthy, moving lymphatic system. So the rep range is going to vary person to person. If you're swallowing, coughing, or your stomach's gurgling, these are all signs that we are moving that fluid. However, if you don't feel these symptoms or these signs, don't worry, you're still moving lymphatic fluid. The next place we're going to use 3 fingers, the paddle, long length of them. We're gonna lightly lay it on the neck here, this diagonal muscle, the SCM, and we're just gonna pull that skin downward. Now, this video is a lot longer than it needs to be. I'm talking and explaining things, but just understand this can take up to 1 minute. You do not have to do this for 20 minutes every single day. I do this while I'm driving. I do this in the shower. My suggestion is open these 7 areas up at the very least every day. The shower is a great place to do it because of the heat. You're relaxing. You're opening things up for the day. We're going to take our alien hands, and you want to slide them on either side of the ear. So 2 fingers in front, 2 fingers behind. And we're going to do slight circles and then pulling down towards the heart. All the fluid in the head, neck, and face needs to go down towards the heart. We are quite literally draining our brain. So we've opened up those top 3. I'm gonna go to the 4th right here in my armpit, and we're just gonna be pulling that skin in towards the heart. I'm gonna do about 6 to 8 pulls here. This area gets really clogged on us. If you're really stressed out, if you have bad posture, if you're in fight or flight and you've been chest breathing, this area is gonna be really tight and clogged. So be gentle, but spend some time here. Swallowing, coughing, stomach gurgling can and will occur. It's okay if you're not. Maybe hydrate a little bit more or have a more thorough lymphatic routine so you get to know your lymph system a little better. So once we've done that, I'm just gonna start swiping all of that tissue towards the middle. I'm gonna go to my 5th node, the sternochyli, the biggest one. And I'm just gonna do some upward pulls and then some inward pulls. And I'm just really trying to create some circulation and blood flow in my gallbladder, my liver, and get that sternochyli to really start waking up and draining my gut and all of my lower extremities. The next place we're gonna move is the 6th lymph node that you need to stimulate before you drain your body. Again, I don't always drain all 7 or open all 7 before I drain my head, neck, and face. Sometimes I'll just do from the armpits up. The next spot's right here on the groin. You're just gonna kind of get in that pelvic region, and we just wanna pull that skin upward. We're just creating slight tension change. So when we do start draining the body, that fluid can pass through these major lymphatic ducts a lot easier, and there's not tension on the tissue, so that fluid can flow. The 7th and final place is behind the knees. I have several other videos really going in depth on these areas, so please search my page if you're confused about what we're doing. Once we have those 7 open, we'll meet back in front of the camera and we'll start to drain the face, head, and neck. Okay, this is gonna be a quick face routine. So once you've opened up those major 7, maybe you did them in the shower and you're meeting me back here, we're gonna start at the bottom of the face, move from the middle outwards. So you're gonna start at the bottom, slowly move up, and then you're gonna start from the middle and move out. That is always how you wanna move fluid, whether you're doing a gua sha, lymphatic massage, or manual lymphatic drainage. It's only gonna work if you start from the bottom and go to the top, and you start from the middle and you go out. You're just gonna be clogging your system up if you don't do it in this order. It's very important. No matter what techniques you're using, please do it in that order. So again, I like to start at the chin and just put my finger under here and do slight pulls backward. I'm gonna do 5 slight pulls. That's 2, press up, 3, and swallowing, 4, and 5. So I'm gonna press up and then pull back, press up and then pull back. Manual lymphatic drainage is very light, okay? This is not a massage, so please go light. We're just changing the tension and pulling the skin essentially to move that fluid. I'm gonna wiggle. Again, everything's so light. Right now we're just stimulating. So think about this first part after we open our lymph nodes as stimulating. I'm pressing and pressing up, pressing and pressing up. Light, but a little bit firmer than the rest of the face right here. If you look at my girl Lilith here, you can see these sinuses exit right here. So we can use a little bit more pressure here. These sinuses also exit up here. If you feel right where your eyebrow ends right here, you'll feel these tiny holes. That's what you're feeling. You're feeling where the sinus literally exits. Here, and then even on the chin. So if you got a big ass hand, which I kind of don't, you can go chin, nose, eyebrow, and hold. But that's crazy. So I usually do 2 at once and then I'll swipe to the outside. But understand that's why we're hitting those spots on the chin, the cheek, and the nose, because we're hitting those sinus spots. I know if you have bad breathing patterns, you know you're clogged here. You can't bring air into that part of your face because there's tension on those sinus those sinus areas. So really spend some time there. So again, we're just stimulating. This first part, we're just stimulating. And I'm gonna do some presses on the top of my head. You'd be surprised, and I'm just kind of pressing down, and then pressing in. You'd be surprised how much fluid gets stuck on the back of your head and your neck and the top of your head. So again, I'm just slight presses. So this first part, we're just stimulating and then swiping. So I'm gonna press up on the occiput with 2 fingers and then swipe down. So now that we've kind of like stimulated and pressed, now we're gonna pull and swipe that fluid off. This part's really important. Manual lymphatic drainage, it's so light, guys. Pretend there's dust. You shouldn't be able to move the skin. The skin should not pull. Unless you're like sweaty or you have like a lotion or an oil on, you shouldn't be pulling skin. We're swiping fluid. Right below the surface. So again, after we've stimulated those major points, start swiping from the middle out. Remember, starting at the bottom and moving up. If we start up here, we're just pushing all this toxic fluid and it's gonna get trapped in this tight tissue. We have to open that tissue up before we move it. So I'm gonna get a little under my nose, and then especially if we have under eye bags, really spend some time swiping here, and then light pressers. I'm gonna get real close so you can see light presses. So you're gonna be sniffling, swallowing, and feeling that fluid move, clearing your throat. Move down the neck. Again, this does not have to be some fancy, thorough, in-depth routine you have every day. I literally do this at stoplights if I forgot to do it in the morning or I'm feeling really puffy. And that's about it, guys. Literally, that's about it. So you can add this into your daily beauty routine when you're putting on your lotions and cream, or before you do it when you first wake up. You can pair this with ice rolling, but it's a very soft and gentle, melodic little technique here, and you don't need a lot of pressure. So hopefully your face is snatched and you're glowing. This has made a huge improvement in my life since I've been doing lymphatic every day. I started my TikTok on August 2nd of 2025, and I've been doing lymph on myself very consistently every day for filming. And I noticed a huge difference in my 36-year-old skin that has no Botox, no fillers, no toxins in it. So I really do attest to lymphatic drainage being very thorough and extremely beneficial for beauty benefits. If you liked learning these techniques and you want to learn more about your lymphatic system and your nervous system, check the link in my bio for my 7-day nervous system reset.